All right, so our target area for this unit is understanding the patterns of life through what area of science?
Biology.
Yes. So you remind me, if this is the word biology, what is the part of the word that tells me what exactly I'm studying, Arlo?
Life.
Life is what we're studying, but what's the part of the word, Chris? Bio. Bio means life, and we overlap with ology, which means what, Sebastian?
Study.
The study of, yes. So we're studying life with biology. And we've been talking about plants and animals. Specifically, patterns in their life. So our take aim is, am I able to identify patterns in the life cycle of plants and animals? You guys have shown me so far that you're able to do that. And our bullseyes, I can create an autobiography from the point of view of a plant or animal that includes the major stages of the life cycle. So, if I see that word biography there, autobiography. What is it that you guys are writing in your writing class, Joy? You're writing biographies, which, what is that, Molly?
It's when you write about someone.
Mm-hmm. And what about that person? Their whole
life.
life, yes. Starting with, what's the first thing you tell about that person, Rory?
When they were born.
Their birthday. And then if this has happened in this person's life, what's the last thing you write about, Lillian? Okay, that's fine. What is it?
Their death.
Yes. So how their life, the last thing that happened in their life, if you know what that was, then you tell that too as part of their biography. And then especially all the things in the middle. That's what you're writing about, because you're writing about people that have made a difference probably in Oklahoma's history, right? So if those are biographies about those people's lives, what is an autobiography, Casey?
It's like a biography, but like you wrote it, like writing biography about yourself.
Yes, so you wrote it about yourself in your life. So that's our bullseye, is to be able to write an autobiography, but not about you as Brian the third grader, but you as Brian the, what have you chosen to write about? Okay, well, whenever you decide, you'll be Brian the something else. Who has decided what they're writing about, Lola?
I'm writing about a panda.
So you're going to be writing about your life as Lola the panda. And Molly, you want to tell me what you are too?
I'm Molly the fox.
Molly the fox. How cute. I'll get a couple more ideas, Chris.
The lima bean.
You're doing Chris the lima bean? Great. And I'm Miss Lee the lima bean. So we can be lima beans in a pod. Cash?
I am an ant.
An ant. Cash the ant. Okay, what are you doing?
I'm Maya the fox.
Another fox. Maybe you guys are from the same group.
We're sisters.
Oh, how convenient. Is that, are you writing about that in your group behavior? Good. Sebastian?
Sebastian the wolf.
The wolf. So what kind of group do you travel in?
A pack.
A pack. Great. Joy?
I'm Joy the wolf.
Joy the wolf? Are you guys in the same pack?
Pretty sure.
You make good pack mates. Lillian?
I'm a dog.
Lillian the dog. What breed of dog are you? Have you decided? That's okay. Okay, so that's great. You guys are on a good track of being autobiographers, writing your own biography. And I'm really looking forward to reading those stories. So let's practice reading through our target area, take aim, and bullseye so that we know what our focus is during this time and that we know which direction we're heading. So whenever I say teach, you're going to turn to your partner or partners, and you're just going to read through. You don't have to rush through, but read through the target area, the take aim, and the bullseye for our science unit. And make sure you're high-fiving back and forth so I can see that you're all getting an opportunity to read. And then I'll stop you when I say side by side. Okay? Teach.
Okay.
Alright, so let's just talk about the basic life cycle of organisms. Make sure you're paying attention because you're going to want to remember the order for whenever we do our little activity in your teams. Okay, so the first thing, and just not any specific thing, but animals and things other than plants. What happens first? Yep. We have birth, which looks different for every animal. How are mammals born? Are they actual babies or eggs? But they are what, Joy? They come out in their actual form. Yes, just small. Yes, you were just reading my mind. So mammals they have hair and everything when they're born, and things that are born from eggs are like reptiles and birds and that sort of thing. So birth even looks different between different species of animals. So what comes next?
Kid.
You're a kid, which is part of, what would we say? Yes. And that happens while you are doing what? Growing. So we have growth, which we could break down into a couple different parts, starting with what? You guys said it. Casey?
Young adult.
Young adult. So whether you're talking about us or a different animal, young adult is the first thing. Then what's next? Mature. You remembered that M word. We're mature. A mature organism.
Mature.
And then what do you have to do for your species to continue, Mia?
Reproduce.
You have to reproduce. And then I'm going to connect our cycle there, but what happens there, Lola? Death for, and we use a different word when we're talking about plants. So let's look at the plant cycle real quick. I'll just do it right below. Birth, if you're a plant, looks like what?
Seed.
A seed of some sort. That's going to be a small circle. Then Brian, what do you become?
Sprout.
Yeah, a sprout. And the beans that you guys have grown, some of them did sprout, and then some of them have turned into what, Mia?
A seedling.
A seedling. And what does that mean it has? Anybody? You can just tell me. What does a seedling have? It has roots, and it started to grow a stem with probably a few leaves. Okay, and then you're what? Young plant. And then just like the other one, they are mature. You guys can just say the next ones out as we finish it. If you're mature, you reproduce. And what does a mature plant have? Flowers and fruit. That's how they reproduce. Because what happens with the fruit, Lillian?
It will, sometimes it will just fall down, and when the animals eat it, then the seeds spread along.
Yeah, so like our example that we saw through Tim and Moby, a deer carried off the apple. There are other things that can carry seeds away, like what, Molly? Squirrels. But what about other than animals? What other things, Brian?
Wind.
The wind. And something else, Sebastian?
Water.
Is there another thing you can think of?
Well, there's something there's like certain kinds of seeds that have scales that look like helicopters.
Oh, the helicopter seeds, yes. So some of them travel more easily in the wind because they have certain characteristics on the seeds, yes. Great. So, and plants also, before the end of their life cycle, have to do what? You can just say it. Reproduce. I'm going to abbreviate for the moment, abbreviate. And then before it really begins again, what's that last thing?
Decompose.
And yeah, what was that word, Joy?
Decompose.
Yeah, so decompose is the word we use for plants. So I just spend that time writing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
Set, go. Make sure you leave space for other people. And if it's not a perfect circle, that's okay. And also, if you're not positive about spelling, the main thing I'm looking for is the pieces. No, I'm getting nervous. Who just watches? That's okay. I can tell what they're trying to do. Okay, you can step forward a little bit if you want. So Mia, or I'll start with Sebastian, going back up a little bit. Stand, you see this? This is your starting point. Don't pass it. Okay, you can keep going. You guys need to double check. Hand it off to your next person and see. They're going to decide if they need to add something.
You guys are missing something.
Both of your circles need one more thing. Something that is important for species to continue. She's got it.
Yay, we're done. We're done.
All right, close the markers. Okay, I'll take it. That's okay. Okay. She was just trying to figure out what it could be. Okay, I'll take them. So let's take a look. Teams, come together real quick and look at your circles and decide if you missed anything. So come on up and look. You guys decide if there's something that you should have added. Okay.
Fruits and flowers. Fruits and flowers. Are you? Fruits and flowers. Come on. Oh. You don't have to write. You got it.
Okay.
We're done first.
Okay.
No,
Thank
we're done now. We were done first.
But group number
We're
2.
not gonna argue.
Hey, class.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys worked really hard. Get back in your lines because I'm going to let you try it again because it's not super easy getting a circle.
We need to go.
You know? Hold on.
Yeah, we know your part.
Eyes on the whiteboard.
Eyes on the whiteboard.
So the one thing I don't see here, when you guys were trying really hard to find things, is the reproduce before. Oh, is that what?
Yeah, that's recombine.
Oh, and that's what, okay, I see. Never mind. So it is there. And then that was the death. I don't know, that looks more like decompose, but with the R instead. I think you kind of combine them. So you have reproduction and then decompose.
But reproduction.
That's
reproduce.
Plants reproduce with flowers, right?
And it's reproduction.
So they have to for their species to continue. Okay, so I'm going to let you do it one more time. You can erase that, yeah. Grab that eraser and erase it.
Right, just know what you have to write.
I'm going to give you the green one. Yes. Okay. Yo, class.
Yes.
Here is your starting line. So when you hand off your marker, the next person should be right there.
Yes, you do switch because it'll go faster.
Brian, just to avoid any complications, you can just go and put your marker away. Just so we're not trying to figure out who's switching to who. So you'll just use the same marker. So we're doing the same cycle. You've thought about something that you could possibly do better this time.
I am supposed to be Molly.
And
Lola's not. You're not either.
show me that you're ready. You should be in a line. Okay, this is our last time.
Let's go.
Okay, ready, set.
Go. Lola.
Just pull. I'm just kidding. All right, go. Okay, don't cross the line.
Go.